Okay, again on the screen. This is something which were requested in a special way. I like to say the reality around these 2 before videos, some around the last one of this day. This sickle crab, which were part of the Ejército Sodoma Argentino, degenerados, abominables, like officialism, techniques about saying spiritual intelligence, emotional intelligence, mental intelligence. Feel me, my friend. Do anything that I ask you. I'm going to make you well. You die for me, and I set you after. Pretend that they to become gods. This freaks of the abomination, sustained permanently by officialism in whole compound, in whole abominable machinery of criminals, psychopaths, and squatters by less humanity remaining in power. Sustained permanently by Cuerpo Médico Forense de la Nación, all of them, all the nation forensics, but 21 which were permanently threatened and permitted to murder Bain. Around days, perhaps. And by the same government of the city of Buenos Aires is a very nest of vermins, all class, all type, all species, right in. And pardon for the victims and for too much. Which permanently are in the whole machineries of suppression, misappropriating, misinforming, manipulating, and deflecting the truth and the reality for the people to be controlled, sustained, and keep the less humanity, and the criminals, psychopaths that generates business. This is Argentina Kirchner, and Sodoma degenerados Ejército Argentino. Permanently. So suddenly the idea is exactly the same. We already kidnapped them all. We've raped them all. This is its turn, of course. Whenever you understand there is a complete piece of shit, you will see in Argentina all of this, and you will convince yourself exists. It's true. There is pieces of shit all around. Smells like Sodoma shit, and like Sodoma shit rots and eats it all. Okay. Sorry the terms, pardon my French. The arguments for I to be internated is I supposed have a record. The armed, invented, forged permanently by using my family, manipulating, inducting, and abducting my family, thinking that everything that they never understood is demons, and consciously this couple of degenerates, bunch of BLYTT, and doesn't means Judea, not Judea, not Judea, not Alija, not Hebrew, not Jew. With the reality of everything consciously to making tests like demons because of Ejército Argentino said to be. And the chiefs of police in our business we are not going to use. Of course. So suddenly they says, because of I don't work, between January 1st this year, non counting the whole years before, they stolen to me 75 amazing chances with all us discrediting, discriminating, destroying, making robbery, and threatening and disappearing people which will ever employ me. And they says because of I don't work, and the idea of the work for them of mine is the plan es trabajar, Cristina Kirchner. With 20 pesos a day, you can live in Argentina. Any type family can eat and pay rent and pay taxes and drive a bus and send the kids to the school and everything is just fine. 20 pesos a day! Go become a cardboarder, pick up trash in the streets, recycle, serve for something good. Big words. Cristina Kirchner's plans. And anyone that serves me, they will have the benefit of everything. Drag it down. Rotten, degenerate, prostitute piece of a meat liquors. Sorry, the picture. For not say other, we'll say vagina. Rotten piece of Sodoma whore, abominable vagina liquors. Overtaking the benefits upon less humanity, murder, robberies about millions, and oh, the bestest remains. Good, there is us, and they think that they are the bestest. Bestest hell rotten them ever shed, not even for a bono. Not even for that. And keeps on playing the stars of the world, and keeps on playing the stars of the patriotic, and keeps on playing the stars of the new age. With Brain, Carnival, Crudo, Cabrera, Nacondia, and all servants of Sodoma, permanently. And telling their Capitan that way. Other of the arguments is, I spend the day delivering everything I say here and I show you, and you can see easily by making as the symbol I explained. It's hilarious. But first, disappear, kill, rape, murder, everybody that knows and is aware of the truth. Which I suppose do this for you all to be dead and raped. Of course. About Sodoma and the hell and the grand hole. Well, I were trying to the thought limit that the Hasali insha Hariniki that answer. That's understanding the truth. And let's know what to do. About this soul came in front of the RRT-Kelkim, which is STMTC, United Nations, after I were watching a movie of some plane, some weird sci-fi thing around, and they says, let's use techniques. Put in me everything that it done on the planes. And went in front of the United Nations member state that thank God they just died away from me anyway. And said to them, like we told you, we were the ones that we were making, and we missing the fasi, gal era mihahi, sha'evet ramali, kepleta melhahi, sodomita mashahi. Which made them the whole of the guiding and leading and restoring and saving the people of the United Nations and International Criminal Court and states while they were escaping and running from here. We with the power lifted them up. And of course, they're supposed to be delirious for everything it says international. For everything I say, internet. I never knew most cycles that generates abominable psychopaths to make murder. All type, all class, all gender, all age, with the need to suppress what they know happens, to the hiding the truth. And this all class of shit are exactly that. With them hospitals of the generates and all the generation that they pretend like the government. And there suddenly these people watched them and said, but we had our satellite up on this person, means I. All around while you were saying that it were a terrorist, and we were watching at Ed. And we were watching about this, and whenever we were in problem, we asked him if he could give us any hand around. And suddenly the answers we had were from him, but not from you, and the contact over the people in risk almost murdered were by him and not by you. But don't you see? Don't you see? See, cachoya! Prevent them shed sodomaki de chatiko balanchko hatasim. They just taken the things and went away and never coming again. And never heard us. So suddenly, they says they done everything I just done. And forgive me so much histrionic ways to expressing the we are which these are. We got it! We done it! We did it! Oh yeah! Understand? Histrionic, ironic picture of what they are and what they do. And the reality of saying that everything were done by them. And it were they. And I lied and cheated to the world they made and it all sad. And we're making again witchcraft up on me, profaning my person, to saying, God show you, see? See? Other of the arguments of I shall be internated, it's because they says that I think I will make a bag. That I think I can do anything and I can speak English and I can sing still again, and I think that I can draw and I can designing and I can have ideas and I can be some worth. Sodoma degenerados, cabezas Policía Federal, cabezas Fuerzas Armadas, cabezas degenerados milicos, Sodoma, Argentina. Says that I gotta be just a piece of meat. It's time. And that they do everything I do, and they says, makes mind control and takes our ideas away, and he makes what we wanna do. Of course! HTTPS www. Son los más perritas enfermas sodomitas de todos los tiempos y nunca se vio degenerado abominable como se ve en la República Argentina en la historia de la humanidad. Point INT, all followed. F12. OS recall. My last key here in my account. The last key. BLYTT. In ICC New York, I sent. Are raping and murdering my whole friends, and a lot were already internated, saying that they needed medication just like me because of they says they delired like me, and I am the master of the deliring. Talking about 84,000 persons, which 84 comes on repeating on and on and on and on, which is something special, this 84. 84, Betra Malti, 84, Betra Malishka, 84, de Giskat Lisa, 84, Sha Inchachit, Inzimitik, Ingelbleta, Echat, Ichet, Smotlecha, 84, Atmemecha, Chatnanim. They says, 84 will break my rectum and bleed my rectum, and this is supposed to be my fantasy of psychopath. HTTPS www. Son maricas de Sodoma. .int, sorry, the terms. This is the right Bilker link which said I would put here. In the same like before, OS recall F12. Sorry. with K, for you to understand. Officialism KKK KK. KK. You understood? Pull KK. Right. So the reality of this soul, Kirchners, that I mean. So understanding this soul, this clear thing, over this situation is exactly like they says that insisting in the same after the whole of the denounces in the whole of the states, in the United Nations, International Criminal Court, and trying to murder everyone that saw the truth and made them the right type of justice with no favoritism and nothing like making a very and 27-8 to 1 bright in the whole of the world for they to campaign whatever they do, and permanently here inside are the most old whores with bills in bra, gives you the whole of the pleasure. Come on, I give you the best, give me more and I make you more. Pretended of judges and prosecutors and government. And suddenly the reality of the telling again, premeditating to murder ICC, International Court of Justice, who done justice and state once, saying that I were robbing intellectual property all around sciences and all around artists and all around whatever up on the whole of the world, especially Israel, US, Spain, Italy, and some around Middle East. And of course, I never moved from Buenos Aires, but they say I travel the whole of the weekends and I'm out of the country because of they says I am a narcos trafficker dealer. Of course. And they says that I live on fortune what they do. Example this Alejandro BLANCO REDEMI video. And don't you put his name? Got it! We do it, of course! And suddenly the reality of this soul will be like, I will forge and cheat and make crime and telling mine things that will be of others, which has a lot of parasites, servile crap all around the world for the same as we did. But the reality is not that, and suddenly the hanger has Gidija DC face. The problem is a victim still a victim, and Adonai doesn't blame victims, but it generates like this. Unlike a crime court. Specialist, of course. The reality of this all delivers in the Sodoma prostitution. Argentina keeps on saying that I steal, but profaning to Sodoma degenerados, which lives, especially when I sleep, all through witchcraft, profanity, parasitation on me. Took my He's bad. He's mental health. I want the equilibrium. Put the spirit on me. I want to feel pure, and I want to feel star, and I want to feel the memory. I want to have the whole of the gifts, and I want to see the stars, and I want to go to the universe, and I want to make my craft, and having the whole of the knowledge, and making the everything right myself, and I want to be the star. Make me a god, you witch, and you evangelic, because if I deserve it. And this not, even his body belongs to us, and we deserve his body. We will make something better. And this to worth, because if he doesn't deserve nothing that he is unless the body. Have you seen what he does and what he lives often for? Not even works, and goes all around making us paid lies of any chunky 4 coins around anything to do and say. As bribes around of any whoring powers to making whatever to pleasures 4 coins, like a market of criminals, like normally Argentina is, with the pardon of a lot of the victims. And like the reality of so much damn hell shit all around, to be capable of anything for just the glory of degenerates and criminals. And believe me, I'm not talking about victims, and I'm not talking about the people that can really have a bad moment and a bad time and a very corruption over a lifetime of destruction with not having nothing but victimizing. And I'm sorry for this. Forgive me, please. And the reality of this class of people, I know them really well. They are exactly at the conscience stage for whatever to be, whatever to do, opportunism, for being a simple piece of a crap, and happy for it. Well, the truth about this all is exactly what we have in situations we should ever do as best as possible. To trying to grow up and survive even the whole of the destruction for a lifetime we had. And there's not a victim condemned, but this class, oh yes, forever. Well, I'm sorry, forgive me please, I am in a very, again spitting poison, supposed manipulating you, supposed misappropriating the reality, supposed twisting thing. But I am aware about, I've lost a lot of friends, they were murdered, and I were trying to reaching out them. And the cycles that generates ever, once that makes to me permanently the same. What a very obstruction all the time for I go ahead what I want. And permanently destroying me and reporting the degeneration against me. Which, who am I? www in HTTPS la identidad secreta o la identidad conocida .int, the same like before, OS College 12. The thing is, how do we go on from now on? And I am having a very nightmare, and I am in a very destruction, and I don't know how am I gonna do it to making the best as possible for there. I suppose people's traffic for this that generates abominable shit. People under massive rapes, kidnaps, destruction, murder, all age, all gender, pregnant, and every other. Permanently, but these abominable freaks of hell, the pretense of mental health and government, and write exactly truth, and they do decide and know what it is and what it's not. I wanna kill them all, and enjoy it. But the reality is, I am adjusting myself at the reality of the right thing to do and the justice. But for the name of Yahweh, that I'm going to bury them in hell forever, Shabbat. And I'm not having a right time, and I'm not having a good moment. And goddamn them sons of shit! That I'm going to see them from up above, twisting in the hell forever. Other of the arguments that I should ever be internated is the things I say, but suppose they do first, so what's the truth? Do I say them? Do I forge? Do I rob? I pick up on mentalism on any disgusting sort of the word, karechtika, of the hell around, pretended of lords and Eliah. Whenever the reality of mine is only mine, and those hell shit are the ones that needs to be and do what I am and do. And suddenly the reality, because of what he says, oh, we know. And last night I were in a very freak delirious megalomaniac, schizophrenic, bipolar! Bipolar! Really. Communications, which a lot of you can suddenly say how this works. And the exactly certainly fact were that disgusting Capitanich and Borden and Robadio, officialism Kirchners, were in a very special session in a studio in 7th Public Television, Buenos Aires, supposed expecting to talking to me. And those three damn shit fat snakes, Argentina, making the services for this Sodoma that generates all, and Capitanich, with Cuerpo Médico Forense, and pedophilic that generate Gerardo Roucas, pretended of judge, which doesn't even is in the federal brothel, pretended of court 21, Argentina. Making and arming and forging this cause to connect city with 88 prostitute Wegmaster, which thank God Adonai already done his job. So suddenly the reality of this all is exactly what we got. Pretended to talking to me and saying, you are going to speak us because of we are the government. I'm going to bury you in hell and you are going to understand that you are a damn flea of the hell and the damn ass of the hell. And that's the way you die. And I'm going to show you this sooner, you son of a shit. And the reality of this all is exactly that, pretended to saying, because of didn't spoken to us conscience about what they were doing, and the arguments already studied for the making and saying, because of this didn't spoken to us, we cannot say this can be happening, gotta be internated. https://www miserables degenerados abominables y malditas víboras prostitutas con el falo de Sodoma en poder. .int F12 OS recall like before. And the arguments are because of we studied him and we see nothing like International Criminal Court and States says that conspires against us. Shit faces. For the shit they are forever. And the reality of this all, the other of the arguments is, we were all the time, and we watched what he had done. And all he said is lie. And everything is like we are officers. And we were saying all the time, of course. Gotta be! And the horse evangelics of them, oh yeah, give me, with the feeling, oh the glory of the God, are disgusting, and I'm going to see them rot in hell forever, so happily, from up above, with everyone of Hashem, Shalom. Forgive me the discharging, please. And the reality of this soul, I even have my voice a little affected. The truth of this soul is actually less humanity, billory, and all shit that they existed for a lifetime. Shit. The way they dies. And suddenly, I spent all the day delirium, just like now. And also, I will do the whole shit that this disgusting that generates, which keeps on forging and taking people saying for done this, and that, over the patch and the cut and brand of the Sodomaki that generate in command. And whole lot of liars that generation in compound. For making less humanity, kidnapping people under armed, forged, police and judicial shit, officialism cause, for delivering to the nestes of Sodoma, raping them inside and saying, oh, you remain in jail because of you also are a fag and a whore, and you were having sex with our officers, which is penalty for the law of Argentina. Prostitution! Of course, Schlag! Conceits like cats that sickle the generation shit. And after that comes the massive rapes of the whole damn shit friends, the generation of Sodoma, Argentina, saying, we get it, we do it, we do it, we have it, we're going to the main, we're going to the... And I'm going to kill them somehow, and I'm going to put them in hell. And I'm going to enjoy this. So the reality of this is I'm supposed to be internated and under medication because of they needs the generation they are. And I have the fucking shit they are. And I'm sorry the terms. Forgive me, your honors. I'm sorry, people. So the reality is, less humanity per less humanity, what do we lose? I'm going to put them in hell, and I'm going to show once terrorism, I'm going to show you terrorism, and you're going to wish never existed. Adonai to be with us. At this still April 5th, 2014, your honors, El Kibat Relesh Kadachachim Bel Entikash Elachataf Naansi Bel Eshachad. You understand what I mean and what I say. And I'm sorry, guys. Sehlá. From my address again, Alejandro María Blanco, REDEMI, 1508. Sehlá.